Yo, peace was good. Welcome to another song in my CD collection. This is part 147. This is a special one. This is gonna be dedicated to my man Will Deal. You know what I mean? My brother, right? My hip hop brother. You know what I mean? I met him years ago, back in like 2011. I met him like at one of hip hop shows that I live in West Palm Beach, and met him in one of the hip hop shows out in West Palm. Don't remember which one. It was like so long ago, but we always kept in touch with each other and stuff like that. And goes seeing him at shows and stuff like that, just building and stuff like that. But anyways, he had hit me up on Facebook a couple months ago, and he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, I got some CDs that I'm trying to get rid of. Yo, holla at me." So my guy did that. Went to his crib. We broke bread. What I'm saying, build and shit, and then he was able to get a deal from him and got some CDs, and I'm gonna show you guys. But before I start, I got a couple of RIPs. I know some people like to. Anytime I do videos, people like to post like, "Oh, did you know this person died?" Which has nothing to do with the video, but I was gonna put that out there. So we'll do a couple of RIPs out there real quick. All right, Chino XL, he passed away. Rest in peace to him. That was very shocking. Did not expect that. DJ Polo of Coogee rapper DJ Polo, he passed away a couple days ago, or like last week rather. Fox of MOP, who was like the manager of MOP, she passed away as well. So I think she died of sclerodermia, and that's how you pronounce it. But it's like an autoimmune disease and stuff like that. I think it's like a skin disease, because I remember when I saw her like years ago, she was kind of like stocky build, but you go on social media like Instagram, she's like really skinny and stuff like that. And then we also lost Boss. I was not expecting that. But then it kind of makes sense because Boss, for over the years, she needed a kidney transplant. She ended up getting a renal disease and stuff like that, and things like that. So I remember, I think she got like a GoFundMe like around that time. I think it was like 2011 when that happened. I guess it succumbed to her because she ended up dying from that. So rest in peace to her. And she was young. I think she was like 54. Mr. C, Biggie's DJ, Big Daddy Kane's this DJ. You know what I mean? He passed away too. I think he died back in April. From what I understand, I think he died complications of diabetes and stuff like that, which is unfortunate. Rico fucking Wade of Organized Noise, man. I was not expecting that. He died in April as well. I think he died of, they say he died of, what was it? I think it was like heart failure or something like that. Brother Marquise of True Life Crew, he passed away. I think like a couple months ago he died. He died of a heart attack, and then who else died from him? Brother Marquise and the other dude, Fresh Kid Ice. He died, I think, back in like 2017. And a couple other people that died. But yeah, man, we just gotta start taking better care of ourselves. You know what I mean? So, because you never know. Today's yesterday's price is not today's prices, that they would say. So, but enough of that. Now let's get into the CDs. Yeah, man, let's get into the CDs. All right. So first one I'm gonna show you guys is I'm pretty guys, all my hip hop heads, all my underground heads have heard of these series. Mushroom Jazz with DJ Mark Farina. This is Mushroom Jazz 3. This came out in 2001. This series was very popular back in the late 90s. I think around, it got introduced, I want to say around 97, 98, around that time period. That was like really big. It's pretty much like a bunch of like instrumentals and stuff like that, and like some blends that he did with like some songs and things like that. You got some good stuff. You got like California Suite by King Kuba, Raw Instinct with Dilla Bass was pretty good. Vibrate by the Bass Chemist, that was pretty good too. Dope beat. I think Jock Max did that beat, because Jock Max, he was like I think like a DJ Spinner affiliate and stuff like that. They kind of make similar beats. Um, Taste of Funk was pretty good. Dedicated. Collage was good. Schooled in the Trade by People Under the Stairs. Polyrhythmic Addicts. Seven Steps Behind. Yeah, I need to get the Polyrhythmatics album, Rhyme Related, I think it's called. I need to get my hands on that. The Unspoken Herd, Track Runners, that was pretty good. That's produced by a Grap Lover, classic right there. Do It by the Mountain Brothers, QD, Rockbox, Bahamadia, Philadelphia. Yeah, that was off EP from 2000, BB Queen and stuff like that. But yeah, Mushroom Jazz, DJ Mark Farina, excuse me. This is part 3, released in 2001. Pretty good. If you definitely want the stuff that you play, like, like it's kind of like lounging, you're just chilling, you know what I mean? You don't want to hear no cuss words and stuff like that. You just want to, like, just vibe and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Stuff you would hear definitely, like, on, like, hip-hop, you go to, like, stores, like, like PacSun or Urban Outfitters, Supreme, stores like that. I could definitely see this being played in the background and stuff like that. But yeah, Mushroom Jazz 3, DJ Mark Farina, part 3, released in 2005. Next one, still in the Mushroom Jazz of things. We're gonna go with part 5. Yeah, Mushroom Jazz 5. Pretty good stuff right here. You got joints like Afro's Inyo is pretty good. Come Down, Flow with Zion I and Gorpel. I can never pronounce her name, so I do apologize. DJ Spinner with Nostalgia. Blue Business with Funky For You. We Be Foolish, Putting in Work. Jazz Liberators featuring Declaim. Music Make the World Go Round. That shit goes hard. Strange Fruit Project, Maintain, Shorty No Mas, Do You Like My Style? I fucking love that. It's just a shame that we never got a full-length album from Shorty No Mas, and she's so fun too. Oof, yeah. Pete Rock, It's a Love Thing, that's one. The Yacht Club, the Foreign Exchange, Nick's Groove, which was featured on their first album, Nicolay and Fonte. I think that album was called Connected, which goes for a lot of money online, but I have it downloaded. But it's a pretty good. It's not my favorite album from them, but it's a pretty dope album. But my favorite album from them is Leave It All Behind from 2008. That shit goes so hard. But yeah, Mushroom Jazz 5. This was released in 2005. Dope stuff. All right, now we're gonna go take a trip to Europe. We're gonna go specifically Belgium. All right, we're gonna be chilling with the homie Zap Mama with Ancestry in Progress. This was released in 2004. Zap Mama, I never heard of her before, but apparently she's been around since like the early 90s. But she's kind of like a mixture of like sound wise, it's kind of like world like you would consider as like world music, like African music. She was originally from Congo, the Republic of Congo, but then she was raised in Belgium, and Congo is like a French colony, and then she grew up in Belgium and stuff like that. Yeah. I consider her to be like the Congolese Belgian version of Erykah Badu. I think that's the best way, vocal wise, and a little mixture of Macy Gray. She has like the little tone, like vocal wise, she has that. There are a couple singles off the album. The singles are Bandy Bandy, which there is a video for featuring Erykah Badu, Yelling Away, Show Me the Way, and Miss QN. Alright? So standout tracks for me, I'm gonna have to go with a Sweet Melody, Bandy, Yaku, Cavalry Vari, I think that's how you pronounce that. And What Did You Say featuring Scratch. This was okay. It was really hard to get into. It was like a little all over the place. was like a whole gumbo of different styles and stuff like that. It's not something I would like go back to like that. I mean, it's like every once in a while. This is the type of shit that you play. If you go to like a vegan restaurant or something like that, I could definitely see that. Or like you go to like one of those deaf poetry, like slam, slam poetry type of joints and stuff like that. So I could definitely see that. But Zap Mama with Ancestry in progress. This was released in 2004. I believe this is her 5th album, I believe. And then we got her follow-up album, Zap Mama with Supermoon. This was released in 2007. I think this, like I said, I believe this is her 6th album. There's, I think, 2 singles of the album. I believe one of them was Where Are You? And the other one is, what's it called? Toma Taboo. So, I like this one a little bit better because it definitely has like that more of a traditional R&B type of vibe. It's pretty good. With the standout tracks for me, I like Go Boy. That was pretty good. 1,000 Ways. Hey Brother. That was pretty good. Gotti and B Song. Those are the songs that I like a lot. So, no, not B songs. Is it B songs? No. Okay, I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, those are the standout tracks for me. Pretty good stuff. Like I said, African French version of Erykah Badu, and you pretty much have Zap Mama, Supermoon, released in 2007. All right. Now we need to get to like a kind of like I'll show you what it looks like. Lounge 8 has various artists. This is kind of like instrumental stuff. It's like kind of like it says lounge, so it's kind of music that you play like you just chilling. You know what I mean? You can see that going to like again, one of those boutique stores, you'll hear that kind of music. But it's pretty good stuff, man. I mean, you got songs like The Water in the Sun by Zeb, that was pretty good. Pita, The Oldest Story. What else was good here? Dream Again by Refma. Golden Nectar by J Boogie's Diptronic Signs, that was good. King Kuba with Dreaming of You, that was pretty good. Afro Mystical Momentary Visions, Bitstream Dreams, Transcendental. Mark Farina and Shaw Hayes with Dream Machine, that was pretty good. And Swanberg with Woman's Side, that was actually pretty good. Yeah, good stuff. And The Real Thing by Emo. Yeah, like I said, some of these artists I haven't heard before, but like I said, the music is all instrumental, and it's the kind of music like you play, you just vibing. It's like good driving music too. Like you don't want to hear no lyrics and stuff like that. It's like more of a chill vibe. Definitely pick this up. So yeah, Lounge 8. This was released in, I think it was like 2003. Let me see. Yep, 2003. All right. Now we need to get into some of the hip hop stuff, right? Now, this is an album I thought I had, but I only ended up getting the instrumental version of the album. And this album is Jay-Z with American Gangster, released in 2007. Definitely one of my favorite Jay-Z albums. I know some of my friends, particularly my boy Mike Sis and Ricardo, a Speaker Cloud podcast, they always get on me because I fucking critique the shit out of the Black Album. I think the Black Album is a trash album, and I stand by it to this day. I'll argue anybody about that album because nobody's playing that album like that right now. I don't give a fuck. Nobody says, like, nobody talks about the Black Album unless you're like a core Jay fan. I could sort of understand that, but still, I think it's like one of his worst albums. And the whole play, oh, I'm gonna retire, never happens. So, and that never happened. Now with this album, I feel like if he said he was gonna retire after this album, I could completely understand that, because this album got some fire. It's dope. I mean, you got songs like well, let me get to the singles. The singles off this album are Rock Boys and the Winners. Fucking love that. I Know. And I believe Blue Magic was the single too. Yeah, I think there was like only 3 singles of the album. Standout tracks for me is Pray, fucking dope way to start the album. American Dreamin', No Hook, Rock Boys, Sweet, I Know, Ignorant Shit featuring Beanie Siegel. That song, Ignorant Shit, that song is mad old. Like, I've heard that, I think, I want to say around 2004, 2005. So it's a little old. I'm surprised that Jay actually put this on the album. But yeah, it's a dope song, but, it's kind of a couple years old, but I've noticed that too. Say Hello was pretty good. Success featuring Nas, kind of a nice follow up to Black Republican, Fallen, and the self-titled track American Gangster. The songs I could have done without, honestly, Hello Brooklyn 2.0, which made no sense because for one thing, Lil Wayne is not from Brooklyn, and like he could have had, with the type of beat with the 808s and stuff like that, he could have had like Milk D, or somebody from like Sonic or something like that. Could have had like what's that fool's name, Daddy O, or somebody like that, Real Roxanne, to kind of play, for that to be appropriate. But to have Lil Wayne, like, it makes sense. But I remember that song being big on the mixtape circuit. Another song I could have done without is Party Life. I just felt like it didn't fit the album, and I didn't really care for Blue Magic. I didn't really care for that song, honestly. But yeah, definitely one of his best albums, in my opinion. They were saying, like, when he was recording this album, he was watching the movie in the background and like in the speakers and stuff like that. And so that's what kind of inspired him to make some of the songs and come up with some of the samples and getting it to the producers to flip and stuff like that. So I thought it was a dope concept, but again, if he was to say he was gonna retire after this album, I could definitely understand it. But the Black Album, that would not have been a good album to retire on. That's just my personal opinion, and I'm standing on that too as well. So, but yeah, Jay-Z with American Gangster, released in 2007. Dope shit. All right, part of self. Next album, I'm glad I got my hands on this because I've been trying to get this out for a while. I'm glad I got it, but I'll explain why. De La Soul with the Anonymous Nobodies, released in 2016. I believe this was like the last time they recorded as a group. I believe, and if I'm not mistaken. Put it in the description box. I pretty much have the majority of the albums. The only one I'm missing is Six Is High. I need to get my hands on that. But I do have everything else. I have both. I pretty much do Free Heaven Rising, De La Soul Is Dead, which is an underrated album. I have Blue Mind State. I just need to get Six Is High. Oh, and I need to I have both the AOI albums from 2000 and 2001, and I need to get Grind Date. That's album I thought I had, but I don't have. I have it on digital, but I thought I had the physical, but I need to get my hands on that. That's another good album too. But anyways, with this album, because they had that battle, with Tommy Boy, pretty much having a grip on their whatchamacallit, said shit. Their catalog, they couldn't really put it out, you know what I mean? So they actually got like a GoFundMe, like a fundraiser, and had people, asking people for donations and stuff like that. And I think within the same night or the next night, they got, they exceeded beyond their budget, and they ended up recording this album by itself. The singles off this album is Trainwreck, Pain, Royalty Capes, Drawn, and Greyhound. So there's a couple of singles like that, man. Yeah, some of the features are kind of weird. Something that I would have never expected, like Snoop Dogg, Rock Marcy, but then them being from Amityville, and then Rock Marcy would be in Hempstead, so it's not too much of a surprise. But Usher, Little 2 Chainz, like I didn't expect that. You know what I mean? But let me get to the standout tracks. Pain featuring Snoop Dogg, that actually goes hard. Memory of featuring Estelle and Pete Rock. That was produced by Pete Rock. That was pretty good. Let's see what else was good. Greyhound was pretty good, featuring Usher, which was actually pretty decent. Nosed Up, that was pretty good. And Exodus, those are the standout tracks for me. The rest of the album, it's just, it's not really their best album in my personal opinion. Um, I don't know, man. It's a little bit too experimental for De La Soul. I don't know where they were trying to go with it with this album. Yeah, it's not one of my favorites. It's not the album that I would kind of like. I wouldn't revisit it like I would do like their older albums. You know what I mean? Just me personally. I appreciate for what it is, but it just wasn't that much good of an album in my personal opinion. But yeah, the Anonymous Nobodies by De La Soul, released in 2016. Rest peace to Dove, uh, Super Dave, man. Rest peace to him. That was a shock. He died last year too. That's crazy. All right, next album. We're gonna go to ATL. Speech. I believe this is his second solo album. Hoopla, released in 1999. Speech, you guys should know he's a head honcho of Arrested Development. You know, that kind of thing. So yeah, and over the time, after Arrested Development broke up, I think in the mid-90s, he went solo and that kind of thing. He started putting like a plethora of solo albums and stuff like that, and this being one of them. The singles off this album is The Clock in Sync with Mine, and the Hey song. Those are the two singles of the album, right? Standout tracks for me is Hey Song, Our Image, Moving On. Let's see what else. If Life is a River, and that was pretty much it. The rest of the album was kind of boring to listen to. I don't know. Speech is kind of hit and miss. I hate to say it. I mean, his solo albums are kind of boring to listen to. We all know that, Speech, he makes his own music and stuff like that. He's, I have nothing against, live instrumentation, but if it's done right. Like his music kind of has like that folk music kind of feel to it. And like it's like a mixture of like country, like folk and stuff like that, and adds hip hop to it, and it's just I don't know, it's just like boring to listen to personally. It was okay. It wasn't like my go to. It's not something that I would revisit. But yeah, Speech with Hoopla, released in 1999. I looked up reviews and people had like mixed reviews on the album, so at least I'm not the only one. Yeah. All right, next album. This is like more like a mixtape, like independent album, however you want to categorize it, and it is Little Brother and Justice for All. This was released in 2008. This is pretty much like a precursor, kind of like a appetizer, for their next album they would drop that same year, Get Back. I do have the Mitchell Show from 2005. I believe I do have that album. I'm still trying to get my hands on the listening, but that shit goes for a lot of money. It's very expensive. It's very hard to come by, so I'm trying to get my hands on that. Yeah, pretty good stuff right here, man. Standout tracks for me is Delusional, featuring Odyssey. That shit goes hard. Best Kept Secret, featuring Legacy. Do It to Death. Word from My Sponsors was pretty good. Featuring Von P of Tanya Morgan. Too Late, featuring Ty Phoenix, her fine self. She's bad. Woo. And she can spit too. The Pressure, Lose It, featuring Joe Zemo. Fan Mail, featuring Joe Scudder and Darian Brockington, who are like kind of like Little Brother affiliates and stuff like that. Same thing with Legacy. Yeah, that kind of Joe Scudder, like I said before. Cross the Line remix featuring Cardinal Fisher. Back at It remix featuring Cormega and Tommy of Life. Pretty good stuff. Knife Wonder, I think he left the group after that. He only did like one song of the album, but the rest was like mostly Crisis who did the production on the album. Crisis is a very underrated producer. He's really dope. I like his style of music. But yeah, Little Brother, Injustice for All, released in 2008. Dope stuff. Next album, we're gonna go to 1999 with DJ Logic and presents Project Logic. Like I said, released in 1999. This is pretty much like instrumental stuff as well. Pretty good. Let me just give me a second. Pretty decent stuff. I mean, you got songs like Shay's Groove, Abyss, Gig One, that was pretty good. Una Cosa Buena, that was good. Spotty Dance, and Bruckner Boulevard. Pretty good stuff, man. The production on here is pretty good too. It's kind of like a hard edge production. It's like jazzy, hard drums and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Yeah, DJ Logic present Project Logic, released in 1999. All right. Now we're gonna get into some bossa nova meets hip hop. Sergio Mendes with Timeless. This was released in 2006. So the one thing about this album here is Sergio Mendes collaborates with Will I Am of Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas does all the production in the album. So both of them collaborate each other, and obviously, he does the production and that kind of thing. That's what it got. So it's almost like kind of like a instrument, kind of like not a kind of like a producer's album, if you will, if that makes sense. Some pretty good stuff, man. The singles off this album is Mas Que Nada, That Heat, and Yes Yes Yo. Those are the singles of the album. That was pretty good. Good stuff. Part itself. Standout tracks is That Heat featuring Erykah Badu and Will I Am and the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, that shit goes hard. The Frog, featuring Q-Tip and Will I Am of Black Eyed Peas. Let's see who else. Please Baby Don't featuring John Legend. That was pretty good. Let's see who else. Timeless, the self-titled track featuring India Arie. I haven't heard that name in years. Loose Ends. Loose Ends featuring Justin Timberlake, Pharoah Monch, and Will I Am of the Black Eyed Peas. That water lineup, but actually served its purpose. Justin Timberlake actually sounds pretty good on this. Not even gonna lie with that. And Lamento, featuring Lamento No Moro featuring Mogani Quartet. Yeah, pretty good stuff, man. Caught me by surprise. I do like Sergio Mendes. I do have a couple of his albums on vinyl, but it's mostly for sample purposes and stuff like that. He got some good stuff, and some of like the early J Dilla, when he was known as JD, he sampled a lot of Sergio Mendes. So, but yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Sergio Mendes, Timeless, released in 2006. All right, next album, we go with 2003. Soul Position with 8 Million Stories, released in 2003. Soul Position consists of Blueprint and RJD2. Those are that's what makes up Soul Position. Pretty good stuff right here, man. Dope underground hip hop. The singles off this, I think, is there a single of the album? I don't remember it. But there's some standout tracks for me. I mean, the whole album is pretty good. If you like RJD2's production, then you should definitely be familiar. That standout tracks for me is Inhale. Fucking love that joint. I used to hear that song a lot on underground forums and stuff like that. Beat goes hard, man. So dope. It definitely sounds like something LP would have done around the early 2000s. Definitely sounds like something he would have done around that time. The Jerry Springer episode, that shit goes hard. Just Think. He has they have 3 songs called Candyland. Candyland Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. So pretty much what that entails, he just drops about like old school candies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and he talks about that. He just does it in rap form, names like all the candies from back in the day. So that was pretty good, dope concept right there. Just Think was pretty good. Survival, that goes hard, featuring Greenhouse Effect. I mentioned the Candyland Part 1, 2, and 3. They all go hard. Run is dope. Right Place, Wrong Time. And No Excuse for Loving. One Love. Yeah. Dope shit right here. Good stuff right there. I do have their second album. I forgot the name of it. It's been years since I bought it, but I do have it. So I pretty much have all of the albums. So yeah. Soul Position with 8 Million Stories within 2003. Dope underground hip hop. All right. Now we're gonna go to South Central LA. We can go with Pharcyde, the Instrumentals. This was released in 2005. So this is pretty much like a mixture of the first two albums and the instrumentals from those albums. You got songs like "Oh Shit" from the first one, "For Better or For Worse," "I'm That Type of Nigga," "On the DL," "Officer," "Your Mama," "Pass Me By," "Other Fish," "Return of the B-Boy." Dope shit right there. Then from Lab Cabin, California, "Bullshit," Pharcyde. I fucking love Pharcyde. It's like probably my favorite song off that album. Groupie Therapy, another one of my favorite songs. Diamond D caught a body with that song. Running, Something That Means Something. Drop, Devil Music in the End. Dope stuff right here. If you had to ask me what's the better album, I'm gonna go with Lab Cabin, California. I just love the production on that album. It's just like a very more mature, it's a little more darker than the first one. It's just kind of fucked up that Jay Swift never really got compensation for his work on the first album. That's why he left the group, and then that's why Lab Cabin, California, it was mostly produced by the group members themselves as well as JD. But it ended up working out that way because who knows if Lab Cabin, California would have been as successful as it is now, because when Lab Cabin, California came out, it didn't get good reviews because people wasn't really feeling it like that. It wasn't until like later on it just became like a cult. It had a cult following and people started really loving that album. But like when it first came out, it was like a new sound and people wasn't from based on what I read online and reviews. People wasn't really feeling it when it first came out. So, but over time, and people loved it and stuff like that. So that happens to certain albums over time. So, and I'm guilty of that too, because there were certain albums I didn't like when I first heard it, like the Firm with AZ, Nas, and Foxy Brown. I think that shit is dope, but that's a whole different build on that. So, but yeah, Pharcyde with Instrumentals released in 2005. All right. Now we're gonna go to BK, representing Duck Down. We're gonna go with Ninth Wonder and Buckshot with The Formula. This is released in 2008. This is their second installment of the series that they had. Let me look up the first. I forgot the name of the first one. Give me 1 second, guys. Oops. Chemistry, that's what it's called. Yeah, that's what I remember. Chemistry. Chemistry came out in 2005. I don't think I have that. I need to get that one too, but I can see that being a little hard to find too. But yeah, this is like the second installment. There's a couple there's like 2 singles off the album. Go All Out was a single, and what was the other song? Hold It Down with Tali Kweli and Tyler Woods. There was a video for Hold It Down. I mean, that song going hard. Standout tracks for me is Be Cool, Go All Out, Hold It Down, Just Display, Here We Go, Throwing Shade. That shit goes hard. Yeah, pretty decent album. Not my favorite. My favorite actually is that last album that they dropped. It's called The Solution. I think that came out, I think like in 2015, 2014, 2015. That shit goes hard. And that was the last time they did as a collab, as a collab group. And to me, that was the best one. That's the best. Like, Knife Winner went in on the production on that album, and I need to get my hands on that. But yeah, but this is good. But The Solution is a lot. Take it from me, The Solution is a lot better. Yeah, pretty good stuff right here. And I forgot to mention, I'm wearing this shirt too because today's the ninth year anniversary of Sean P's death, and you know, without Sean P, I feel like Sean P is so influential when it comes to like what's going on in hip hop today, as far as like the underground, with the likes of Griselda and you know, um, Rome Streets and all that shit like that. You know what I mean? Although I'm not gonna give all the credit to Sean P because I feel like cats like Prodigy, Sean Price, and Rock Marcy deserves all the credit, but Sean P was really always on, and you know, as well as they but all three of them, they were really all on that shit. And again, without those guys, I don't think these cats would have the careers they have today. I just had to put that out there. So sorry, I just had the little soapbox moment, if you will. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's get into the rest of the CDs. All right, next album. A lot of you guys' favorite artists that you guys fucking drool over. Oh my god, you know I love y'all. You know I always fuck with y'all. Doom with unexpected guests. This was released in 2009. This is like at the time like when he was going by Doom. He dropped the MF Doom. Even with his album, I think it was called Born Like This, that came out in 2009, which was a dope album, very slept on. That's a good album. People really slept on that album, you know, when it came out. He has a song called Absolutely. Ooh, fire. But yeah, let's get into this joint right here. It's pretty much songs that he was featured on the other projects, and he just put it on this compilation album. You got songs like Yikes with Signs of Life. That shit goes hard. Sorcery with KMD. That shit goes hard. Love that song. Love the beat for that. The Super Friends with Vastier. That shit goes hard. If I don't mention Doom, it's because he's already in the song. So I just had to throw that out there. Let's see what else was good. All Out of L. Fucking love that. That beat is so hard, so dark. The dun 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 dun. That shit. The Prof featuring Doom. That shit goes hard. ENY House with Master Killer. So Doom wasn't on the song, but he made the beat for it. Yeah, that Made in Brooklyn album by Master Killer was okay. It was a little, to me, it was a little bit it was a little all over the place. I love his first album, No Set Date. That shit goes hard. I really enjoyed that. Bell of Doom, that was pretty good. What else? My Favorite Ladies, featured Doom self-titled track. Angels with Doom and Ghostface. We were supposed to get that album, man. What happened? Also, this version, he added drums. I didn't like the drums. It didn't fit the song. It was horrible. She just kept the original, but it was just the loop with the natural drums that it had in it. It was a lot better, man. But yeah, the Metal Doom, man, we never got that, man. Unfortunately, Firewood Drumstick with Jay Dilla and Doom, that shit goes hard. And Project Jazz with Hellraiser, Talib Kweli, and for some reason, Art of Rugged Man is not on the track list, and he's actually on the song, and that shit goes hard. Love the video for that too. But yeah, Doom, Metal Fingers presents Unexpected Guest, released in 2009. Rest in peace to Doom. All right, now we're gonna go to Oakland, California. We're gonna be chilling with the Hieroglyphics crew. Alright, with Full Circle, released in 2003. You know, you guys should know what the Hieroglyphics are. Yeah, I mean, legendary hip hop collective. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is their second album as a group. Their first album, Third Eye Vision, I need to get my hands on. A little hard to find, a little expensive, but at some point I will try to get my hands on that album. The singles off this album is Powers That Be and Make Your Move. Those are the singles of the album. Standout tracks for me is Fantasy Island, Make Your Moves, Ship Shape. Let's see what else. Heat Heatish, 100,000 Indie featuring Abstract Rude. Let's see what else. Let It Roll and Maggie May. Those are like the standout tracks for me. This album was okay. Not my favorite. I prefer Third Eye Vision. I just feel like the production was kind of hit or miss for me on this album. But yeah, it's deep. I'm glad I have it because never thought I'd hear it. You know what I mean? It's because I've always seen it, but I just never like got around to getting it. So I finally took the time to listen to it, and yeah, Full Circle Hieroglyphics, released in 2003. Here's another album I was not expecting to get. Man, I'm glad I got it because his early stuff is really hard to come by. You go with Murs with The End of the Beginning, released in 2003. Oh no, 2002. Excuse me. I always thought it was 2003. But this is when he was with Def Jux. LP's old group, old record label. There's some really good stuff right here. Definitely one of his best albums, in my personal opinion. Obviously this is before the collab albums he did with Knife and Wonder, which are classics. But this shit right here just goes hard. The singles off this album is God's Work and Risky Business. Those are the singles of the album. Standout tracks for me, I'm gonna have to go with You and I. That shit goes hard. What Do You Know? The Scuffle, Night Before, The Dance, Please Leave, 18 with a Bullet, Done Deal. Those are the standout tracks. Also Murs, he has like a podcast where he breaks down all of his albums, and including this one, he talks about the making of the album. He talks about each song individually. So I'll post that down in the description. If I find it, I'll post it down in the description box. It's a pretty good listen. But yeah, Murs, The End of the Beginning, released in 2002. Dope stuff. We got like 2 more to go. Alright. Next album. Still in the California side of things, but different genre, sort of. We'll go with Yesterday's New Quintet, which is Madlib pretty much with his jazz team, which is pretty much him by himself, pretty much playing all the instruments and stuff like that. And the album is called Yesterday's Universe, Prepare for a New Yesterday, Volume 1. This was released in 2003, I believe. No, 2007. I'm sorry. 2007. Alright, so standout tracks for me is let's see. Bitches Brew, that shit goes hard. Umoin, I think that's how you pronounce that. One for the moment. Oh, what's this? Hold on, give me 1 second. One for the Monica's Lingers Band. Streets Talking, Marcus Martin and Malcolm. She's gonna hold on. She's Gonna Stay, Cold Nights and Rainy Days, and Sunny Sea. It's weird because he has the track listing all different. They're not in numerical order, so that's why that it was kind of hard to read. So it's like weird. But like I said, it was all produced by Madlib. He's like a one-man army, does everything. He has like fictional bands like, like The Last Electro, Acoustic Space Jazz and Percussion Ensemble, the Jahar Masaba Unit, Yes Is Universe All Stars, Kamala Walker and the Soul Tribe, Otis Jackson Jr. Trio, Eddie Prince Fusion Band, the Justice. That's pretty much all at Madlib, so it's not like an official band. But yeah, good stuff right here. Good stuff. 2007. And last but not least, it's an album I already had, but I don't remember because I have so many CDs, hard to keep up sometimes. But we'll go with Undone. I believe this is their 12th album. This was released in 2011. Yeah, pretty good stuff. The single of this album is Make Mine featuring Big Crit and Dice Raw. Standout tracks for me is Sleep, Make Mine, One Time featuring Fonte and Dice Raw. The Other Side featuring Bilal, Oliver, and Greg Porn. Lighthouse featuring Dice Raw. I Remember, Tip the Scale featuring Dice Raw. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So Undone by the Roots. Alright. Once again, big shout out to my brother Will Deal. He's the one that blessed me with these CDs. You know, he hooked the brother up, so I really appreciate him for that. He looked out, so yeah, so shout out to him. You know what I mean? Yeah, good brother right there, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this CD collection. I do have a lot more to come. I do have something coming up soon. I got some heat. The next CD collection I got some heat. I just ordered something. It's an album that I've been trying to get for years that's been unreleased, but it finally came to fruition. So I already had that ordered. It should be coming sometime this month or next month. You know, fingers crossed. But yeah, let's get it. Alright? Long live hip hop, y'all be easy. Peace.